Back at Virginia International Raceway, season opener for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup, part of the Bosch Engineering 250 here in 2010. On board with AMG's Michael Vitarelli, heading down toward turn one. Good telemetry here, Elliot.
Well, it is, and it kind of shows you how quickly the car deaccelerates. You can see the slowing of the car. These cars have great brakes. Oh boy, he's having to watch a lot more right now than just the dash. But you know, it's one of those things. These cars are street cars, but boy, do they handle well. Do they have great brakes.
They have a lot more than that as well. Our Mazda Momentum season opener here at VIR. A look inside these Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup machines. They make a little more than 200 horsepower in race trim. With the driver, they need to weigh 2,600 pounds. Of course, it's the stock transmission, the 6-speed gearbox. This season, a brand new compound on the BF Goodrich G-Force R1 radial. New compound as well for the rain tire, which came into play here during practice and qualifying. Well, to give you a little more insight into these cars and how they're set up, we talked to some of the key team players about what you can do to the cars.
Well, we have to feel out the tires because we don't really know what they're going to do. So this weekend's been our first weekend on them, and we've been experimenting a little bit with different shock settings, different toe settings, and different caster and camber settings. It's kind of, you know, hit and miss right now. The cars are very adjustable. So this weekend it's going to be who can find a sweet spot the fastest and the first to get to the front of the pack.
We can't change springs. It's a spec spring. Sway bar you can just make adjustments to. So it's all shock. You know, just change rebound, compression. You know, a few sway bar adjustments, but tire pressure. That's the good thing about the series. Very limited adjustments, but we do get some.
It's kind of amazing when you look at the tires. They don't look hardly any different at all, that you have to change the car that much to get it to work on the new tire.
Well, you want to have the goalposts move a little bit, I think, to make it more of a challenge and maybe give guys on single-car teams like Dean Copeland a shot here in this season opener.
Yeah, and he's taking every advantage of it for sure. They have found something in the car that has put them right up at the top of the, or the pointy end of the stick here to make it right up front of the race.
Yeah, Copeland in that white 7 car, that family-owned race car, back out in front. The AMG cars, Atlanta Motorsports Group, they're the championship team from a year ago. Brad Rampelberg leading the charge in the 4. He is second right now. His teammate Michael Cooper in the 84, running in 3rd position. Then you've got a couple of the VIR cars back there in 4th and 5th. Justin Piscatell and Nick Evans making his first series start. Again, drafting down the front straightaway, 11 laps on the board. Just past halfway at VIR, heading toward turn 1, and now behind the race leader. Looks like a gang of those blue cars trying to take him down.
Boy, it is. It looks like Rampelberg gets the run down the straightaway. It looks like Copeland's going to hold him off this time, like Cooper's in there. But Nick Evans is right there ready to pounce at any time. But it looks like Justin Piscatell doesn't have the right setup or something, because he's just not in it. He's been, last year we saw him running up front, and this time he's just a little bit off the pace. And so they must not have the car exactly like he likes it yet.
At Team VIR and AMG, a couple of the large teams that enter 4 or 5 cars at given events, along with Alara Racing. Right now, the pace setter is Dean Copeland in that family-owned 7 car. Derek down on pit road with his dad and his crew chief, Kevin. This has been a great weekend so far for these guys.
Well, Kevin Copeland is the father, crew chief, and car owner for Dean Copeland. You ran a limited schedule last year, but now running up at the front of the pack today, up against guys that are just part of multi-car teams. This is like a David versus Goliath situation?
Yeah, well, I think it is. But, you know, Dean has been racing since age 10. He raced go-karts. He's been competitive the whole way. He ran 3 years in Spec Miata, where he won many races. Poles had track records. So, to me, this isn't anything new. I know it's new. No one has seen him do this yet, but this is what Dean does. So, yeah, it does feel good. I turn the wrenches on to think my son drives it. We don't have a big 4-car team. So, yeah, it's rewarding.
How good does it feel to be able to run this competitive against guys with so many resources?
It's not about, you know what, I always say, a lot of my friends always say the big trailer doesn't win the race. It's all about setup. You got to have setup, you got to have a good driver, and you got to have some good luck. And right now, look, he's in the lead, so we're having some good luck today, man. Maybe we can win this thing. It'll be great.
Guys, Dean Copeland is trying to pick up a win here in VIR.
And they're obviously doing a good job with the car. But the other thing you can see out of this is you can get one of these MX5 cars and go run up front with a small team. You don't need to have all the backing to do this.
These cars running 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now, Jeff Mosing, haven't talked about him yet in that 30 car. One of the other AMG entries, the Autobarn machine. He was very competitive a lot last season. They got a couple of newcomers. Jesse Combs back there. Another battle for position. This back up front. Copeland trying to hold off Brad Rampelberg and his teammate Michael Cooper, the 2 blue cars.
Boy, it looked like Copeland went way deep in there. Rampelberg thought about it, but just couldn't do it. But it looks like the MER cars of both Evans and Piscatell are able to hang with them here. So they're, you know, they may just be hanging back for the end of the race, because there is still a little bit of saving tires and car for the end of the race. They may have something for them. We'll find out when we get there.
Michael Cooper in the 84, the Bromonte Landscape Design entry out of Long Island, New York. Everyone chasing Copeland from Bowie, Maryland. Copeland in that family-owned car. There's Justin Piscatell running 5th right now.
Hey, Dean, you're looking good, buddy. I love what I'm seeing. Just keep it clean.